Vintage vacuum tube black and white TV repair. Let's see what we got here. General Electric Adventurer 2. Just as basic and simple as they come. No clue what's wrong with it. Think someone wants it fixed. They want to watch video games or play VCRs or something. I think this is the knobs. Why there is a disc capacitor in there is a bit of a mystery. It's probably the last thing you'd ever change. And honestly, General Electric products held up much better over time because they use disc capacitors. Let's see, what do we have here? Where is this made? Do we know where this is made? Just because it says Virginia on it doesn't mean anything. It might just mean they had a telephone number there. You know, in general, you would run an old TV like this off of a VCR or converter box or a video game with a RF modulator or something like that. And if you're watching DVDs or VHS that was not like a home recording, you would probably need a what do they call that? A filter to get the Macrovision out. What is Macrovision? It's old school security that gives you a bunch of weird vertical retrace lines. I'm just going to plug it in and see what it does. Okay. I'm not, well, obviously it's vacuum tube. It's not solid state. If it was solid state, it would say I'm solid state all over it. So let's give it a minute here, see what happens. All right, well, it's totally dead. Let's go to our watt meter. Absolutely nothing. You know, I have a feeling this thing is going to be absolutely immaculately, spotlessly clean inside, but probably screwed up. Like clean to the point where all the traces were cleaned right off the bottom of the circuit board. Actually, stand by. Maybe this is the problem. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Actually looks pretty happy. Let me hook the antenna up.
Por Cristo con él en el aquí Dios omnipotente, unidad del Espíritu Santo, todo honor y toda gloria por los siglos de los siglos. Amén. Llenos de alegría por ser hijos de Dios, digamos confiadamente la oración.
What's wrong with this besides the vertical being hideously stretched? What's wrong with this thing? This is analog channel 6. I mean, the vertical is like so stretched the guy's head is wrapped around the back of the CRT and around the bottom. Exactly what I thought about being immaculately clean inside. I'm not sure why people have this hang up with things being clean inside. You cause more problems than you solve by doing this. And I loved GE's cost-cutting with the way they built stuff. So is this a 1970 set? It's not an ion trap, is it? No, these were aluminized. But look at, even down to not having a protective cup on the high voltage. Just as cheap as you could build it. Every possible penny you could cut. And looking at this, I don't see anything here except maybe that one capacitor right there. That white one. That is probably the only capacitor in here that could be problematic. Here's your across the line. And I think all the rest of it is all disc. Yeah, it's got like 5 tubes in it. See that? So I don't know. I think we need to adjust the geometry on the vertical and ship it, because it seems to work just fine. Like I said, I don't see anything except maybe that one capacitor back there. So this right here must have been the capacitor he replaced, which this capacitor would never ever go bad. So I'm not sure why that was replaced. 470 picofarad. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm almost tempted, if this guy works on his own set, I'm almost tempted just to give it back to him and tell him, hey, if you want, change that white capacitor back there. That's probably your boost filter, and it should probably be changed. It's probably something like a 0.082 at 1,000 volts. I'm going to read his original message here. I got an Adventurer 2 that I pulled out of storage to view some old commercials and shows with my kids. It's having issues even receiving channel 6. No, it's not where I'm located. Comparing it to other working TVs, it's about right. Channel 6 is extremely low power, okay? I restuffed the multi-section electrolytic and it remains the same. Well, I'd love to have you check it out. I don't know anyone else in LA. Well, there really is no one else in LA. There are really very few people in the whole country doing TVs anymore, especially. So he restuffed this. Yeah, GE used really good electrolytics. Like I said, the only capacitor I would change, if this is mine, that white tubular back there. The performance seems about right to me. Like I said, if you're going to watch anything that had a copyright on it, you need a Macrovision remover. You know, it's obvious that he did pull this out of here. If he restuffed this, he does very nice work. I mean, even the soldering is clean and bright. Look at that. Yeah, you can't use channel 6, you know, it's very low power. It all depends on where you're at. You know, I could move 1,000 feet and it would totally go away. Okay, channel 6. Let's turn our RF down.
Santa María, Madre, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y
Of course, like I said, the geometry is trash. Look at the vertical. It's just completely overextended. Let me correct that. Oh, the other thing, don't overextend your vertical sweep to compensate for NTSC widescreen. If you're watching something off the air that's got the black box, this is 4:3. Okay, 4:3. New TVs are 16:9 aspect ratio. If you're watching new modern programming that has the black bar at the top and bottom, don't overextend. Don't crank the vertical size and linearity up to fill that. That's not right. Leave the black box. Leave the letterboxing. It's NTSC widescreen. Just deal with it. Straighten the yoke out. So this thing just starts to get noisy at like 150 microvolt input. That's really good sensitivity. Again, you don't want to overscan your old TV to compensate for widescreen. You drive the living hell out of the vertical output tube. If you were to watch the cathode current on the vertical output tube, every millimeter you crank it up, the current goes up. So if you just overscan the hell out of it, you're not only going to burn the tube up real quick, you're also going to run the risk of destroying the vertical output transformer and yoke, because you're driving these massive high voltage pulses into those that they're really not designed to do. So set the scan right and learn to deal with the letterboxing. You know, basically everything above the white line there would be, above and below the white lines would be boxed off, but that's just the way it is now. We're in widescreen. So that's a look at a GE Adventure 2. Maybe we'll look at the news tonight on it. Okay, so see the NTSC widescreen, see the gap there? And there at the bottom, that's just widescreen. You know, that's right. It's working right. Might be able to, you can see the data there at the top. That's, those flashing lines are data. I'm using a converter box. So that's like closed caption data or something.
Base value, she's currently sitting at 7.
Sure.
So this is Cozy TV. Look at this, is even in widescreen.
Somebody mentioned something about being sick. Group gets blamed for the.
That's in widescreen too. There's got to be something here that's not in widescreen. Channel 5 is like completely useless. Channel 5, they keep moving the frequency around. It's like you got to rescan the TV every day. Let's see. Channel 6. Weird. So is Channel 6 digital now? Okay, so this is not widescreen. See how it goes all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top? This is not widescreen. Home Shopping Network is widescreen. That is not widescreen. That's 4:3. Say it, Rabbi.
De temor, sino un ruach de poder y de dominio propio. Una. He died from this faith, but still had yet to be explained. Saturday. One day, Sarah spent this afternoon on.
That was awesome, the way the text came in and it was like,
Today, when
Be a part.
Yeah, they must have reassigned a bunch of channels because a lot of stuff has moved.
Really in the fight that we talked about before, both guys are really dry right now, and Rogers has a great wrestling base, and he's going to be able.
Channel 10. Yeah, they must have repacked a bunch of stuff. I need to rescan the box.
You hurt to me for someone shot in the foot.
From out the backseat of the car, started shooting me. You shot me.
It wasn't until August 20th in this video that Megan finally accused Tory by name, and Tory retaliated through a diss track on September 25th with money over fallouts.
How the you get shot in your foot, don't hit no bones and tennis?
The entire album is full of angry denials and heated accusations.
What do I have to do to join this crowd?
Tory, you in a situation now because
These are the kind of people I should be hanging out with. These are the intellectuals right here. These are the actual trendsetters that get like millions and millions and millions of views and make a living off of social media. All they do is get on there and go blah 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 on Instagram, and they got like 50 billion followers and $100,000 a month income. I mean, look at that right there.
No, the situation was always toxicity, always male toxicity at that.
Yep, male toxicity.
If convicted, Lanes could face up to 22 years in prison. Now, moving on to music's biggest night for chart toppers. I was virtually there to congratulate the winners, and the Billboard Music Awards are taking over tonight.
Okay, that's it.
And the Billboard Music...
This channel's called Decades.
Go after them. I'll lead you to Salem. It's your only chance.
Stay here, see if you can help me. I'll go get the other one. If we get separated, I'll meet you at the Temple in the Rising Sun.
What is this, Hawaii 5-0? Yeah, Decades.
Who are those guys? Who work for Salem?
Touched since 1951. It's that art brought right to your table, whether...
Robin.
Bonami.
Let's 8.
That's 4x3.
Michelle.
Ronzoni.
Let's find out. That's it. Ronzoni, macaroni, elbow room, all of that. Now, in this next one, there are 7 letters in the word, and the clue is wipe out. L. E. R.
What game are we playing here?
K. Coco.
Sparkle.
Is it? Yes, it is. All right.
Sparkle Pony Master Charge.